Hello, sweet thing. What's up? I hope you're doing great today. This message is, I'm just getting some sage. This message is about a very jealous friend. A very jealous friend who might be trying to send some obstacles your way. And I spoke about this in the last message that I gave. But there are so many details that want to come through in this message to help like clarify it so that you can really understand what's going on. And you can just identify if this message is for you or not. So we'll give some specific details, which I normally do. Thanks to God. Thanks God, we love you. But let's let me cleanse the space between us. Cleanse your energy of any negativity, of any evil energy being sent to you, any spell work being cast on you. This baby's burning, so this is really like all negative energy from this jealous friend. Any negative energy being sent to this channel from any of my jealous friends, or ex-friends, I should say. Or anybody, just anyone. This baby is burning, so there is definitely some negative energy being sent. And we're just gonna use some crystal energy that is also promoting a frequency of grounding and protection. This is Gabbro. This is the Gabbro sphere. Can you see it? Gabbro. Gabbro is a highly spiritual stone. It's a high frequency. It is a grounding stone. It helps, it's a protective stone. It also helps, like bridge the gap between people doing shadow work and people at a higher state of consciousness, which I feel applies in this situation, because this stone did want to be seen. It did want to come through and provide its energy. So I'm just gonna like pull that energy through you and ground you down into the earth. This is like a stone that bridges the gap between like the earth and like spirit dimensions. And this stone too, because like this friend is operating in their shadow and you have done the shadow work. So you're operating in alignment with your higher self, in alignment with the God consciousness, with the source, okay? Your heart is open. And that doesn't mean that you can still be healing through things, but your heart is open through the process. And you have so much divine energy around you. So this friend, wow, the sage is still burning. This energy is thick coming through. Thick. I've got with me also some black obsidian and labradorite. I also have selenite. I have like red obsidian too. I feel like that wants to be seen. So, you know, like this is pyramid, but here. Let's ground it here. We're gonna put it down here at the bottom of you to like shoot up, okay? So let's connect with God. God, I love you so much. Thank you. We all love you so much. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you for your love. I'm suddenly losing my voice. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your guidance. Thank you for your protection. Thank you for helping to bring clarity to this situation. Thank you for the role that you've given us all here in this soul collective, soul family, to assist in raising the consciousness of the earth, to assist in radiating our light into spaces where there is darkness. Thank you for trusting us. Thank you for always believing in us. Thank you for always having our back. We love you so, so, so much. We are one. Thank you. Okay, so this message is like, how I just said before, like, thank you for letting us radiate our light into dark spaces. What I'm seeing is you were placed in the darkest of dark, right? You are this bright light, and you were placed in this very dark area to shine your light. But it was so bright, it really aggravated the unhealed energy in the people around you. It aggravated it, like you can say it triggered their demons, so to speak, because these people were controlled by lower frequencies to work against you, to attack you, to slow you down, to stop you, to not provide you with what you needed, okay? And I am seeing that you have always been around up until now, and you might still have some people around you, but for the most part, I'm seeing that you've had to separate from many, if not all people, and kind of go into like a hermit mode, or more of like an isolated mode, to really get your energy straight and aligned. But the people around you, so the people from your childhood, friends, you know, obviously family members, friends, but this message is around friends. There is a particular person that you've known for a long time, somebody that you were very close with, or somebody that you've known for a long time and were close with up until recently. This person has so much jealousy for you, and it does feel like they were not a part of your life for a while. Like they were a part of your life, then they were not a part of your life for a while, and then they came back into your awareness in a more recent time. Not that they're a part of your life now, but they're in your awareness, or they're in your space somehow. Well, maybe not your space, they're close to you, they're around you. And what I'm seeing is like this person, it makes this person feel better about themselves when they make fun of you and pick you apart. 755 on the timer. It makes them feel better about themselves to talk badly about you, talk ish about you, to rip you apart, to make fun of you, to like just find fault with who you are. And it makes them feel better because they're operating in their shadow. These people are this person, and they have somebody around them too. So it's like one of their friends, not somebody who you really are close with or were close with. You might know who this person is because through them, but it's like what I'm being shown is that these people like sit around a table or sit on the couch, or they sit around and they talk about you and they make fun of you and they try to pick you apart because your light is too bright. They're jealous of how far you've come. They're jealous of how successful you are in something that you do. Okay, it could be work, it could be a hobby, it could be your personal life, it could be you have something that they don't. And you always have. You always have had something that they don't, and they always have harbored resentment towards you. But there was a time where you were very close with them. It's like you believed that they cared about you. You believed that they loved you. And I do feel like they did care about you and did love you. I don't feel like that was fake. I feel like they were like they were really good at keeping those feelings of jealousy or those feelings of resentment at bay. They didn't really come to the forefront. Maybe sometimes they did, right? Maybe you could sense it was there. It's just in the look in their eye, or something they said or something they didn't say, the way they showed up, okay? But for the most part, I'm seeing there was a good connection and a good bond there for some time. But then there was a falling out because this person tried to sabotage something of yours, a relationship of yours. This person resorts to sabotage, self-sabotage, and also sabotage for others. Now, of course, we can get into the nitty-gritty of it and say that it all stems from their own pain, all right? That is usually why people attack others or do intentionally hurtful or harmful things to others. It's because they have pain, but that's not an excuse to do it, okay? We're adults. If you're a kid, you're a little kid, you don't know better, that's one thing. But these people know better. They know better, they just don't care. All right? There's like a conscious choice for them to like deny what they know is the right thing to do, to continue doing something that they know is not beneficial, it's not right, it's not moral, it's not good for them, it's not good for you. But they're like ignorant, they're like pushing it away. Okay, this could be kind of like they're being controlled through their pain. Because when people have a like deep pain, deep inner child pain, and they don't want to work through it, or they don't, or they like are operating from the ego mind, they don't want to open their heart, the longer it goes, the more they can be controlled. So if you have this adult, right, this grown adult who is consciously denying healing something that they know, it's like it makes them very vulnerable, and it allows them to be controlled more easily, okay? So with this person in particular, I'm saying that there was a falling out between the two of you because they tried to sabotage a relationship. It's almost like it's coming through like it could be like it was somebody you loved very much, and they started to like play games and tell lies and tell you that this person said something and tell this other person that you said things, and like they just tried to make a mess out of the situation. I'm seeing the truth was brought to you, but it changed your dynamic, okay? And there was like a falling out there. You guys grew apart for some time, but then you came back into each other's lives. But at this point, the resentment was really strong. The jealousy was really strong. It was harder for this person to hide this jealousy. It was like seeping out here and seeping out there, and this person was acting out and doing things. And I'm seeing you make a conscious choice to walk away from this person and to be like, this is not okay. This is not the type of relationship I want to have. It doesn't matter how long we've known each other. There's something there. There's something there that this person is interfering with the quality of love that they can give me. It's like, it was almost coming through like they didn't even really like you. Like they were pretending to love you, but they were behaving in ways that were showing you very clearly that they didn't even really like you. Okay, and so you accepted that, you believed that, and you walked away from this person, right? But this person has never been able to let you go. And I'm not sure if it's because their ego was bruised or because there's a piece of them that's clinging to the long past where things were good between you, or if they see you as an opportunity somehow, but they've never been able to let go of you. So much so that like they talk about you a lot, and they even did something to try to get themselves closer to you at this point, even though they know you don't want anything to do with them. Maybe they moved closer to you. Maybe they got a job where you work. Maybe they befriended people that they know, or maybe they got into a certain hobby, or they were doing something to get closer to you, to get your attention, but I'm seeing that you kept the door shut. You made it very clear. I even gave a message about this several months ago. You made it very clear that the door was not open. Okay? Because in putting that space there when you walked away, you gained a lot of clarity on all of the messed up things this person actually did. Because yes, they tried to sabotage your relationship once, or sabotage something about you once, but that's not the only time. And it became very clear to you that they were trying to sabotage you in other ways. They were trying to sabotage, they were like trying to smear your name with other people. They were trying to interfere with your job. They were trying to interfere with people that were important to you. Maybe you had a family, you have a family, maybe you have kids. They were trying to get in your head and get in other people's head and try to take something from you, okay? And that became very clear to you when you finally put that space there. Maybe you didn't see it before because maybe you had that, you still felt like you had that bond and that connection. But no, in the space, I'm seeing that it became very clear to you that this person was not on your team, that this person had way more jealousy for you, resentment for you, than they ever had admiration or care or love. And you want to know what's also coming through? They actually do admire you. They see something in you that they admire, but instead of loving that about you, it kicks up their own insecurities and it makes them feel bad about themselves. And that's because they have a lot of shadow work that they're not willing to do. They have a ton of shadow work they're not willing to do. They didn't have the courage. They literally didn't have the courage to do it. They go to here with their shadow work. And then they're like, it gets too hard, it gets too painful. And then they bypass it and they go from the ego and they're like, I'm fine, everything's fine, I'm healed, everything's good. I know what happened to me, I dealt with it, I'm good, I know what I'm talking about, blah, 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 blah. But they don't. They haven't healed that stuff. And what happens is they wind up self-sabotaging. And they have sabotaged their life greatly recently. And they're also surrounded by somebody, or they're hooked up with somebody, they're dating or connected with somebody that is just like a leech. A leech. But they can't see it. It's like they support this person. They're like, this person, you can see it very clearly, like this person is a complete leech, sucking them dry, keeping them stuck in patterns, manipulating their mind. But your ex-friend, this friend or ex-friend, like it's almost like this person around them has somehow manipulated them into thinking that they're smarter or they know more. And this ex-friend or friend believes it and trusts them more than they trust themselves. But this person around them, this leech, is just keeping them stuck in their shadow and keeping them stuck. And it's also, I'm seeing like this leech of a person also mirrors certain behaviors that this person, like from one of their parents, like mirrors behaviors. It mirrors behaviors that literally caused so much pain within your friend. They are keeping somebody close to them that it's like the same pattern, the same cycle, but they refuse to see it because this person's in their mind, this person's in their head, this person has them like brainwashed, so to speak. this leech of a person's keeping them addicted to something when they know that they should be trying to detox, keeping them kind of in the belief system of like, of bypassing their emotion, because this leech of a person is not connected in any way. This person is. It's almost like this person with this leech was placed in this person's life to be a catalyst for them to grow and evolve and to heal. It's almost like a huge lesson for them, but they're not learning the lesson. Okay? But anyway, but on a soul level, they want to. On a soul level, they want to heal. And I think some of this comes through for them. And I think like they're very confused, but nonetheless, they're putting their focus on you. I don't know if you just ran into one of them recently. When I say one of them, and I'm saying it could be the friend or ex-friend. I don't know why I'm saying friend, because it doesn't feel like it's a friend of yours, obviously, right? After everything, all the details I just gave, it's like an ex-friend. If you ran into them, or you ran into that leech of a person that's got hooks in them, hooks, and it's keeping them down. But what I'm being shown is that they are literally talking about you. Like they're putting a lot of mental energy, just like they can't keep your name out of their mouth. They're putting a lot of mental energy into you and into trying to find fault with you, trying to make fun of you, trying to say like the things that you're into right now and the path that you've taken is a joke, is stupid, is foolish, is not legit, not authentic. And that's their shadow talking. Because the truth is, this ex-friend wishes that they had the courage and they had the wherewithal to make the choices that you made to get to where you are, because that they want to be where you are. They want to, but they push it, that they stuff it down. This person is stuffed with emotion. This person might have issues with their physical body or their weight. And this is largely due to the fact that they have so much emotion stuffed down inside of them that they refuse to address. They're like, I know better. I know better. Like I'm okay. Like, I'm not affected by it anymore. Like, I'm almost seeing like a shrugging of the shoulders, like, it is what it is type thing. And like, yes, it is what it is, but the emotion still needs to be processed. Because you can't reach these higher levels that you're at without processing that emotion. Because the emotion literally just weighs you down. It puts blockages in your physical system, in your physical body and your subtle bodies. That emotion, that pain, that grief, like it literally blocks your system and blocks you from having that clear channel. Okay, so that's why it's so important to heal. That's why you were catapulted into a healing phase. It was so that you can reach this higher level, so that you can walk the path you're meant to walk on, which is going to impact a lot of people in this world. But this person's trying to act like you are the problem. And let me tell you something, you are not the problem. You are not the problem. You have never been the problem, baby. You are the solution. And I'm gonna like trademark that. You are not the problem. You are the solution, because I love saying that. You literally are the solution. You are the embodiment of the solution. You are the embodiment of the path. You are doing it. You have done it. You are doing it. And this person feels so insecure in your presence that all they can do, or not even just in your presence, but in the idea of you, that all they can do is try to tear you down. But no matter, like, don't listen to anything that they are saying if it's coming down. I feel like you're receiving it telepathically. I feel like they're on your mind. And I feel like you might be trying to defend yourself, but let's like really, or somebody might be telling you, it might be like you might be hearing it through the grapevine, but it does feel like a very telepathic thing. But let's just look at the facts right now. These people, this person is doing the same thing that they were doing 20 years ago. They haven't changed. They're still stuck. They're still grappling with the same issues. They're still carrying all of that energy around. They literally haven't changed. They have no stability in their life. They're still self-sabotaging. They're still fooling themselves. They still haven't accepted themselves. They're still jumping around from boom to boom to boom to boom, pretending that they're free when they're really just weighed down by all these chains of the past. And what's really coming through is that, like, they haven't grown or evolved at all in like decades. They're still doing the same junk they were doing back then and just calling it a different name. This person's very lonely. This person's trying to cheat themselves. They're trying to cheat others. And they really did want you to open the door to them because they wanted to try to cheat you out of something. And that could have been them being led by that, like, the devil, so to speak, like the evil eye. But they do try to send the evil eye to you. They do try to cast, like, put curses on you. Maybe not actual black magic, like maybe they're not doing spell work, but I do see that they do have a connection to, like, something there, like New Orleans, some type of like voodoo magic, something like that. Like they picked up something in their travels. Can I have some clarification on that? They picked up a kit while they were traveling, and it could have been in New Orleans. They picked up a kit of how to do like, it's a book or a kit or a kit that comes with a book on how to, like, hurt people. And they do have some type of, like, it's like a little voodoo doll. It's little, or it's like a trinket. It's like some type of mask or something. And so, and in the book, it tells them like how to personalize it to who the person that you want to send it to, and then all these things that you can do to it to try to hurt and stop you. And I do see they have used it on you, but they're also afraid to use it because they, even though they're denying the power of God, they also fear God. And they're also afraid of karma. It's like, it's almost like they're in their shadow, but they have one foot in like the spirit world. Like they understand the power of like spirit. And they have the huge fear there. So it's like they do want to dabble, and maybe when they're in rage mode, because this person has a lot of rage inside of them, they do try to do things to you. But then their conscience comes over them, like their conscience, their like sense of right and wrong comes over them, and they get scared, and then they try to like take it back. But as far as talking about you, they're talking about something you do, a hobby, a job, or a new belief system, or just who you are in this new version of yourself. And they don't like it. They don't like it, but they secretly want to be you at the same time. And it would behoove them to try to follow in the steps that you took to get to the place, if they have the courage. But they're really stuck right now. And you, like, your higher self is showing you who you can trust and who you cannot trust. And these people are not people that you can trust. That person, the ex-friend, or the leech. And you might, like I said, you might be seeing them around. You might be hearing their names. You might be hearing from people that know them, like mutual people. Opal's got something to say. Opal's been with me this whole time. She's just under the blanket because it's so cold where I am. But you might be hearing their name specifically through mutuals, or you might just be hearing their name in general, like their name's coming up, or you're just thinking about them a lot. But it does feel like you're seeing them places, seeing them pass by, seeing them drive by, seeing them at the store, seeing them around. And then they go home and talk about you. But whatever. All right, so if that's hurting you, just honor that. If you have pain and grief coming up about that, like it's hurting your feelings, just accept yourself fully. Accept that that was a relationship that you truly valued at one point, and then this person betrayed you through their own pain, and they refused to grow, but you left them in the dust. And you're protected from anything that they try to do. Like, even if they tried to do something to you, they have no power. They are so split from their own inner power and inner strength that they have literally no power to send to you to do anything to you. And they're not like, I don't see that they're gonna hire somebody to do something to you. Because like I said, they got like one foot in and out, like they get scared. They're afraid of karma. They know that karma is real because they're experiencing karma from something that they did. They cheated something. They cheated someone or somebody. They messed with the wrong person, and karma is kicking their butt. They're in a bad place. They self-sabotage because they knew they shouldn't have done it. And I say they because it wasn't just your friend. They had somebody else. And I do think it's this leech of a person that convinced them to get involved in this thing. They got caught or whatever, or they got stopped. And they're going through it. And this all boils down to, like, we are responsible for all of the choices that we make in this world. We are accountable for all of the energy that's inside of us. Even if somebody else did something to us, sorry, baby. Even if somebody else did something to us to hurt us, we're still responsible for healing that energy. There's no bypassing it, okay? We're responsible for our energy, and our energy is represented by our actions, our thoughts, and our emotions, okay? All of that is our own energy. So, and what you put out into this world is what you're gonna receive back. So how you treat others, what you do, you're going to receive that back. That's how God set this place up, okay? So that's why, like, yeah, I just heard that revving of the engine. I don't know if you did. 3355 on the timer. So it's like God is unconditionally loving, right? At the highest infinite source, at the highest level of source, God is. But God sets things up in certain ways. So it's like karma will kick your butt. Karma is brutal. But God gives people chances to correct things. God, like, makes it very clear when it's time for somebody to correct a past behavior that was out of alignment or that is going to give them horrible karma. All right, if you do something and you're going to get terrible karma, God gives you an opportunity to clear that up. before that karma hits. Now, if you continue to do bad things, sometimes you just get instant karma, which is what is happening to this, like that evil guy, that evil Aries person. It doesn't have to be a guy. It could have been a female too, if that resonated for you. It doesn't necessarily have to be Aries. It could be somebody just with a lot of fire energy in their chart. Okay, it doesn't necessarily have to be the major 3 aspects of your chart. It could be somewhere else in your chart. But this person, nonetheless, they're receiving instant karma with that message I gave a few days ago about how they're being punished severely because they were given chance after chance after chance to just fix it, and they have no regret still to this moment. They will have no regret. They will die on that hill, okay? But God always gives you the opportunity to bring things into alignment. And you know that because you've been given the opportunity to bring things into alignment. And you saw the opportunity. You saw it very clearly and you took it. Maybe you had to like think about it for a hot second. But you took it and you became accountable for yourself. And you asked for forgiveness and you tried to clear it up. And you did the right thing, okay? We're not perfect. We make mistakes. We come to this place to learn. You're gonna make mistakes. You're not gonna be perfect. Nobody's perfect. And if I'm being honest, like the relationship I have with God and in the communication I have with God is that God doesn't consider itself to be perfect. We think God is perfect because God is so much more expansive than we are and knows so much more than we do in this finite version that we're operating in right now. But God doesn't think itself is perfect. That's why God's always wanting to learn and grow and expand. Okay, that's something that we as humans attribute to God because in comparison, it seems like God is perfect, right? But God is very humble. And you absolutely have the ability to communicate with God. Like I always say, God is inside of you. God is always with you. When you reach these high levels of consciousness and you are in God creator mode, like you are God playing the role as you. You are always God playing the role as you. It's just at different levels of consciousness. And when you're in these lower states of consciousness, you're not really connected with God in those moments. You're an aspect of God. You're not really connected with God. And that's why you can be controlled by your pain and negativity and by external forces. And that's how God wants it to be. That's because God learns and grows so much through that. God wants the experience. The experience helps God understand itself better. But as far as this friend goes, just know that God took the trash out. Again, God guided you to take the trash out, and don't even pay attention to what they're saying about you. Who cares? I mean, I'm not saying like not to have emotion about it, because if it hurts, it hurts. But in the whole scheme, the way things are, yes, it hurts, but look at who they are and what they're doing with their life and with their energy. That's not somebody that you can respect. So if you can't respect them, you can't respect the choices they make, and you can't respect like what they bring to the table. Don't put any value into their opinions and judgments of who you are. Keep walking the path. Keep walking the path of alignment. I know you have allies. And the more that you continue to like push forward and walk your path and maintain your alignment and to follow where your heart is leading you, you're going to find those people. You'll find the soul family. You'll find your tribe, the people that love, value, and respect you for who you are. Those people from the past were lessons. lessons that you learned, lessons that they refuse to learn, but they're gonna eventually, one day. But that's not your problem, okay? So focus on you. Grieve what was lost. And know that you are being divinely led, okay? And you are so loved. God loves you so much. God loves you so, so much. I love you so, so much. Nothing that these lower frequencies try to do to you will actually work. So just maintain your high frequency. Keep protecting yourself, keep loving yourself, keep nourishing yourself, keep doing what feels right. And know that you are making a huge impact in this world. You are special. You are a gift to this world. And don't ever forget that. And don't forget how powerful you are. All right? What I'm going to do here, I've been really enjoying ending these messages by sending out the sound frequency of unconditional love, of miracles, and of healing. So I'm going to tap this baby. It's the 528. I'm going to tap this baby. And I'm going to leave on that note, okay? Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for watching these videos. Thank you for your love and your support. I'm so grateful for you. And thank you for doing the hard work that you're doing. Thank you for remembering who you are and not giving up. And keep being your beautiful self. Keep shining your beautiful light. And know that it is making a huge impact in this world, okay? And it's going to ruffle some feathers, but it's not your problem, okay? Okay. I'll talk to you in the next message, and I'm going to leave on this note. That wasn't a good one. Let me do a good one. Okay. I love you.